Steelers Nation. The waiting game for Aaron Rodgers continues. And while everything still points to the future Hall of Famer signing in Pittsburgh, a fascinating new wrinkle has just emerged, one that could potentially be a point of contention: play calling control. The Steelers made it clear they turned to Rodgers as their top option once Justin Fields headed to the Jets, and even with the additions of Mason Rudolph and Will Howard, all eyes remain on Rodgers. The primary holdup, as we've heard, has been Rodgers dealing with personal issues that prevent him from fully committing. But what if there's another, more football-related snag? That's what Pat McAfee show correspondent Mark Kaboly hinted at during a recent episode of his podcast. Kaboly and Kaboly sparked a conversation by asking, "Do you think the playbook matters to Aaron Rodgers? Because I really do believe that it's gonna be Aaron Rodgers' playbook. He's gonna call what he wants to call, and that might be a little bit of a battle." He then expressed his belief that Rodgers would get a lot of carte blanche over the offense. And then, Kaboly dropped the real bombshell. "I've heard rumblings of Rodgers wanting to call his own plays." While he emphasized this is just a rumbling and not a definitive report, it's certainly a thought to keep in the back of your mind. Now, it makes sense why a four-time NFL MVP with 20 years in the league would want significant control over his offense. He has the football IQ and the experience to warrant it. However, this could present an interesting challenge for the Steelers. Since Ben Roethlisberger's retirement, Pittsburgh hasn't been known for giving their quarterbacks extensive freedom to change plays at the line of scrimmage or dictate the entire offense. Current offensive coordinator Arthur Smith is also known for his specific run-first philosophy. The big question becomes, has the Steelers' philosophy changed for a quarterback of Rodgers' stature? Would they be willing to grant him the level of autonomy he might be seeking, even if it means potentially butting heads with the offensive coordinator? This is a dynamic that could define the Steelers' offense if Rodgers ultimately arrives. It's a fascinating layer to an already high-stakes free agency saga. If these rumblings hold true, the Steelers might not just be waiting for a quarterback, but for a whole new approach to their offense. We'll be watching to see how this potential demand plays out if and when Rodgers finally signs on the dotted line.